Hello, folks. Donald Brooks. Again. Hope everybody's doing okay. You might have noticed that I'm wearing a mask. There's a reason for that. My audience is much younger than I am, probably. But let me just explain the mask. When I was growing up, my favorite hero, fictional hero, was the Lone Ranger. And if anybody knows about the Lone Ranger, they know he wore his mask, had his horse, Hi-Yo Silver, hooray! And he had his Indian companion, Tonto. And what did they do? They led the fight for law and order in the early West. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear. The Lone Ranger rides again. And so it went. And I'd rush from home so I could eat. My mommy made me a snack, and then I could watch the Lone Ranger. And he was my hero. He still is my fictional hero. What I loved about the Lone Ranger is that he came to town, cleaned up the West, got the bad guy, rode out, and before they could say thank you, he's on his way to find some more bad guys. Hi-Yo Silver away. Now, I don't know if you ever wondered, why did he wear a mask? Why did the Lone Ranger wear a mask? Well, there was a reason for that. He wore a mask because he was originally a Texas Ranger, hence the Lone Ranger. And he was ambushed. He and a band of Texas Rangers were ambushed. I don't know how many it was. I think it was about 5 or 6 Texas Rangers. And they were ambushed and they were shot and left for dead. One of the Rangers, besides the Lone Ranger, was his brother. And they were all left for dead. And they all died except for the Lone Ranger. He survived. He survived. He was nursed to health by Tonto, and they became fast friends since that episode. And so when he found out that when he got well enough to know what had happened, he asked Tonto, what happened to all the rest of them? And Tonto said, they're all gone, they're dead. One of them being his brother. And he took the vest off of his brother and said he made a mask out of his brother's vest. And the mask served 2 purposes. It kept his identity a secret so the band of crooks that killed him would not know that he was one of the Rangers and could not identify them. But the main reason was he said, they killed my brother. I'm gonna wear this mask until all the outlaws in the West are brought to justice. Well, of course, they were not all brought to justice. There's always going to be outlaws and bad guys. But it was symbolic. He wore his mask, the Lone Ranger, my childhood hero. I'm going to take this mask off and explain to you what that has to do with the story I'm about to tell you. Let's fast forward to today, right after the election. I was saddened, ashamed, mournful, all the things that goes with losing an election, with your person you're voting for not winning the election. But all hope is not gone. I don't believe I'll ever vote again. You see this? Let me show you something that I carry proudly. I won't do it again. I voted. Now, before you say, oh, he's just a sore loser, the person who wanted to win lost. No. The person I wanted to win didn't lose. America lost. Anytime a country can elect a person, a criminal, and I'm not going to go into a long list, we've been over that before, a person of that character, or shall I say a person of no character, as a leader of his country. But then you got to think about, what do you want in a president? What do you look for in a president? The first thing I look for is character. But I say shame on America, shame on the United States, because evidently character doesn't mean anything. Shame on the United States because we are sexist. Shame on the United States because we are racist. Shame on the United States for so many reasons. So we lost as a country. How can anybody be put in jail? How can anybody be sent to prison for minor things compared to some things that our president should have been sent to jail for, sent to prison for? But enough about him. This is not about him. This is about us. It's about the founding fathers. And the founding fathers never envisioned a black man being president of the United States. No! Barack Obama, with all due respect to you, Mr. former President Barack Obama, you slipped through the cracks. Oh, you were qualified. You were a great president, but you slipped through the cracks. And when you slip through the cracks, the powers that be, because we don't elect a president, you know that. It's a few that speaks for many. The powers that be said, we won't let another get through the cracks. The founding fathers, they never envisioned a woman being a president. No. Just think about that for a moment. Women didn't have the right to vote until recently. Well, I say recently in comparison to how long this country has been a country. No. They didn't have the right to vote. How do you what makes you think they're gonna be president? They can't even vote. They got the right to vote, but not the right to lead the country. And that's why I say this country is shame on this country for being sexist. The president-elect lost twice. Won twice, lost once. He lost to Hillary Clinton. He won beating Hillary Clinton. Can't get my words together. As you can see, I'm still emotional. He defeated Hillary Clinton. He lost to Joe Biden. And he defeated Kamala Harris. 2 women he defeated. Any man would have beaten him. Any white man. Not another black man, but any white man. So this country is not ready for a woman president. This is the most sexist. This obviously shows how sexist this country is, how racist, how bigoted this country is. No, I'm ashamed to say I'm an American. Yes, I'm an American, but I'm ashamed. And we should be ashamed. We should all be ashamed. We should all wear a mask until something is done. So the name of this Dawn Brooks show is Sometimes the Bad Guys Win. Yeah, this is not like the cowboy days when the Lone Ranger came into town, cleaned up the West, went on to another town, cleaned up that town. No, sometimes in real life, the bad guys win. What are we gonna do? I said I'm not gonna vote anymore. Once I lick my wounds, get myself together, I'll probably change my mind. I tell you what we can do. We can't just bury our heads in the sand. We gotta do something. Because in my lifetime, I really would like to see justice. I'd like to see a woman president. I'd even like to see any kind of president that would encompass what America looks like, be it gay, transgender, anything. This country is not just about a white man, okay? We are not that country anymore. We haven't been that country for a long time, and we're getting even more, we're getting less white every year. So yes, that's the way it is. And I'm sure a lot of you are just upset and devastated as I am, but we can't give up. And we're not going to ride on to the next town and try to clean that one up until we clean up America. Until next time, hide your silver away.